So welcome everybody. Today's practice will begin on your back. Just lie down and have a block within reach if you have one. I just want you to find a comfortable position here. Can be feet together, knees wide, or just legs straight, but close your eyes. Really allow every contact point of your back body to sink into the mat beneath you. And just notice any sensations of maybe just fatigue, any heaviness in the mind, or maybe you feel light and joyful this morning. Just acknowledge it and then let it go as you draw awareness to the breath. Take a full inhale. Breathe beyond the lungs down to the belly. And then open your mouth and sigh that breath out. You can take your hands to the belly and really draw back and down through the navel. And then again, inhale from the bottom up. Expand the abdomen, inflate the rib cage, pause at the top, and then exhale. Feel your spine get heavier. And then inhale, refill from the bottom up and hold it in. And then exhale, let it go. And then seal your lips and draw the breath now in and out through the nose. And then take your knees to your chest and just your palms flat alongside your hips with the thumbs turned in. I want you to straighten your legs. And then point your feet, squeeze your heels, thighs, inner knees together. You might lower your legs down a little bit and then hug your shoulder heads down towards the floor as well. And make sure you're not lifting the low back away, but you don't have to excessively flatten it either. Just feel the low belly turn on. Squeeze the quads to the bones to straighten the legs more. And then slowly just take the legs overhead towards a plow pose, and your toes don't have to touch. And then very slowly take it back, one vertebrae at a time. Keep drawing the navel back, squeezing the quads back to 90. So 3 to 4 more of those, and see if you can work one vertebrae at a time. Toes overhead, and then really pausing as that lumbar spine hits the mat. Take it back to L, twice more. Focusing on the quality, keeping engagement of the belly. One more inhale. Slowly see where you want to work it more towards momentum and try to go even more slowly there. And then hover your heels. And then inhale, lift the legs. And then take them overhead. And then inhale, slowly draw the heels over the hips and then hover the heels. Keep knitting the front ribs back. And you might pause a little higher if it's too much with the legs, and then take the toes overhead. Keep squeezing the quads, and then lower down, heels over hips. Try not to lift the low back as you hover the heels. And then bring the legs back up to 90. And then pause there, take your arms overhead. Good, and then lower the legs down. Hover the heels so till your point or end range of motion there where you start to grip the low back. Knit the front ribs and then hover the torso up. So you're in your low boat or hollow position. Knit the front ribs there. Take an inhale, squeeze the quads to the bone. And then boat pose, exhale. So lift up there. It can be bent knees or straight legs. Arms up. And then exhale, low boat. Come back to that hollow shape. Hover head, hover heels, point the toes, squeeze the thighs. Inhale, arms forward, and then lift the arms up, bent or straight legs. Lift the low back, point the toes. And then exhale, hollow the front body, hover head and heels. Inhale, arms forward, lift up, and then see if you can get even more compact. I like to grab behind my thighs or calves there, and then reach your hands towards your feet. Bring your belly towards your thighs. Lift your low back. Point your toes, squeeze your quads. And then one more. Lower down to hover, knit the front ribs. Try not to pop your abdomen out. Arms forward, lift up. Reach towards your feet. Come more forward on the sitting bones. Lift your low back. Point your feet. Feel like you have one leg. Take an inhale. And then knees to chest. Just roll back, exhale. And then take the legs wide in a V shape here and take your hands behind your head. Take an inhale there, the knees together, curl thighs to chest and lift up through the head, upper back, elbows around knees. Inhale, open the elbows, split the legs apart. Exhale, curl the thighs to your chest, lift your sacrum. And then keep moving through that. Inhale as you open the legs. And then exhale, curl. Keep going. I like to just close my eyes. Use your inhale to open the legs out. And point the toes. Exhale, curl in tight. Squeeze the thighs together, knees together, ankles together. And every ounce of air out as you squeeze the thighs to your chest. Just about 20 more seconds there. Just focus on moving through quality. And one more, hug in tight. And then release. And then rock and roll along your spine. And let's go ahead and find tabletop. And just start to move through cow and cat. And this is really your time to give yourself what you need. There's no right or wrong. And when you're ready, just take it to downward facing dog. And feel that ability to cinch all around the waist. And then draw from the lowest rib up, forward towards your hands. And from the lowest rib to your hips, or sitting bones, up and back. It's like you're separating your torso in 2 different directions. Then, whether the heels are down or not, plug your thigh bones back, squeeze the quads to the bone, and notice if you lose your belly in that process and start to dome your upper back. Keep pulling the side of your heart toward your thumbs, wrap the triceps in. Inhale, stretch your right leg up, bend your knee and open the hip. You can twirl your foot around, maybe make some circles. Straighten the leg, square it off. Right knee to left upper arm. Cross the leg diagonally under, and then ground your left heel down for fallen triangle. Stretch the left arm overhead. See if you can scoot your right toes in line or even forward of your right fingertips, and then lift your right hip. Take a full inhale. Left hand down. Come to the ball of your left foot, right leg up. And then step right heel to right thumb. Bring the top of your left foot down, knee down. And then inhale, interlace your fingers on your right thigh. And then push your thigh away from you, lift your belly, maybe lift your left knee. Push down through the top of your left foot. Take a full breath in. And then bring the knee down, get your fingertips down. High pyramid pose, straighten both legs and fold. You can stay in the ball of the left foot, maybe rock back to the right heel. And take another full breath in. Sand the breath out. And just step back to downward facing dog. Second side, stretch your left leg up, bend the knee, open the hip. Maybe circle the ankle. Take an inhale, straighten the leg, square it off. And then extend the leg on a diagonal underneath you. Try to get the toes as forward as you can. Spin the right heel down and reach your right arm up. Push through the blade edge of your right foot, lift through the inner right arch and reach for your right pinky. Take a full inhale. Right hand down, down dog splits. Exhale, take an inhale. Knee to nose, step it between, heel to thumb. Right knee down, top of the foot down. Interlace your hands. And then draw your tailbone slightly forward as you push your thigh away to lift the side of your heart up. Then you might just hover that right heel or right knee as you draw the feet towards one another and hug your thighs in towards one another. Take a deep inhale. Bring the knee down, high pyramid, fingertips down, straighten both legs. Inhale, lengthen the heart, lift the belly, exhale, fold. Take one more full breath. Soften the left knee and step back to downward facing dog. Like a wave, ripple forward to plank. Inhale, chaturanga. Inhale to plank. Exhale to dog. Twice more. Inhale, tailbone to heels. Pull the belly in, undulate the spine. Exhale, lift the belly as you bend the elbows. Straight back. Inhale, straighten the arms. Gather the belly. Tip the sitting bones up. Downward facing. One more to the belly. Ripple forward to plank. And then chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Up to you. So they're all the way down. Point the toes back. Inhale, curl the shoulder heads up and lift the chest for cobra. Twice more. Exhale, lower down, shoulders back. Inhale. Go for the chest opening and broadening more than anything. Exhale, lower. Shoulders back, lift the belly. Inhale, anchor through the thighs, pubic bone. And then exhale, lower down. Take it back to down dog or child's pose. And downward facing dog. Hug the triceps in, bend the knees, hind the toes. And then just walk your feet to your hands. Exhale, little baby steps. Forward fold. Soften the knees, rise to stand, stretch your arms up. And thumbs to heart. Close your eyes, shoulders back. And then inhale, float your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Sun A, you can step or hop back, chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, up dog. Little micro bend of the elbows, really use your triceps. Exhale, down dog. Take a full breath. Look to your hands, bend the knees, inhale. Feet to hands, exhale. Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen. Uttanasana, fold, exhale. Ardha Hastasana, inhale. Fold forward, Uttanasana, exhale. Heart forward, hips back, inhale. Keep the chest moving forward, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, pull the heart space up. Exhale, go back, downward facing. Right away, look forward, inhale. Bend the knees, feet to hands, exhale. Inhale, extend. Lift the belly, exhale, keep that fold. Rise to stand. Thumbs to heart. Let's come right to Utkatasana, chair pose. Stretch your arms up, drop the seat. Fire up the quads. Sit even lower, inhale. Stretch your side ribs toward your pinkies, exhale. Inner biceps back. Sit even lower, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Lengthen out, inhale, hips back. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Stretch your right leg up. Wrap your triceps in. Come high in the wall of your left foot. And then just hop and switch your legs and land back in dog. Hop and switch. And try not to roll your hip open. Keep hugging the center line. And then 6 more. 5, 4. It can be low. It doesn't have to be high. 2. Just get back to the left leg. And then either step or hop and switch in air. This time getting your hips over your shoulders so you can switch the legs and come right to warrior 1. Put your arms up. Knit your front ribs back. Drop your hips down. Take a full inhale. And then just take your vinyasa. Exhale. Stretch your left leg up. Inhale. Lean your shoulders toward your wrists. Wrap the triceps in behind the ball of the right foot. And it can be low or lofty. But landing light. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And just land on the right leg there. Pause. And then step or hop and switch. Left heel to thumb. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Stretch your right leg up. Bend the left knee, and then either just step or 1 hop and switch. Land right heel to thumb. Inhale, warrior 1. And then exhale, same. It can be just step back or step your right foot back. Get your shoulders over your wrists. Wrap the triceps in. Hop up, kick your butt. Maybe 1 or 2 more. Take it through your flow. Stretch your left leg up, inhale. Take a hop and switch, or just step heel to thumb. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Vinyasa, you might step left leg halfway back, lean shoulders over wrists, hop up, kick your butt, and then vinyasa. Take 3 full breaths there, or child's pose. So just the express route to getting the circulation going, the body warm. Downward facing dog. Stretch your right leg up. And just step it between your hands. Come up for crescent lunge. And then cinch through the waist, float your arms up, knit the front ribs back. Take an inhale, and then come halfway forward, fly your arms back. Inhale, crescent, lift the torso. 3 more times. Exhale, halfway forward, firm your outer hips in. Inhale, upright the torso. Exhale, arrow, halfway forward. Inhale, lift the arms, torso. And then halfway forward, keep that, and just tap your knees. Crescent lunge, upright the torso. Halfway forward, tap the knees. Weight in the right heel. Crescent lunge, inhale. Halfway forward, tap the knees, exhale. Crescent lunge, inhale. To crane, left knee to chest. Push through the right heel. Maybe straighten the left leg or keep the knee bent, but grow tall through the spine. To warrior 3, tip the pelvis forward, fly the arms back. Bending your right knee. Inhale back to crane, bent knee or straight leg. And then exhale, Vigasana, warrior 3. Tip your pelvis, but lift your belly. Take a full breath in. Soften your right knee, left hand under shoulder. Revolve half moon. Firm your right hip back and stretch your right arm up. And just reach to your left heel, bend your right knee. Take it right to reverse warrior. Keep tracking your right knee to the right pinky toe as you tip to the left. Take a full breath in. And then exhale to high plank. Right away, float your right leg back. And then set it down. Walk your hands forward and bring your elbows down, right under your shoulders. So you're right in forearm plank. Now lift your right leg up. Exhale, right knee, right upper arm. Inhale, float it back. Left leg up. Exhale, hug it in. So inhale, we're alternating. Lift the leg. Exhale, tap knee as high as you can to the tricep. And keep going. It can be just at your own pace. Make sure the hips aren't lifting too high or drawing back behind the shoulders. Keep the shoulders over the elbows. You might walk them in even. And then finish up, left knee, left upper arm. And then walk your feet in, lift your hips up. And then drop your head, dolphin pose. Again, check in with the elbows. They're not bleeding out. Push the mat away. Lift your sitting bones and cinch all around the waist. Go for this shoulder stretch here. And then you might step your right foot in and lift your left leg up, dolphin splits. And if you want to work the inversion, you're welcome to take it in the Pincha Mayurasana. Test the waters, then assess what's reasonable. And just stay with both feet down. Soften the neck, drop your head. If you're in Pincha, try to let your head go. Pull it through your arms. Left foot down. And then both knees down. Press your palms together, walk your elbows out, forehead down. Find puppy pose here. And then let your outer armpits sag down and forward as you lift your sitting bones up and back. Get that nice stretch. And then breathe into the sides of the heart. Let the sides of the heart melt towards the floor. Take another inhale. And then come down to your belly. And now option one is to grab your block here and take it between the thighs, just on the thinnest level. And then bring your forehead down. And I want you to extend your arms back. And then lift up 1 foot at a time, regardless if you have the block, just to lengthen the waist and push down to your pubic bone. So you're really feeling the internal rotation of the thighs there to broaden the low back area. And then I want you to press your forehead down, thighs down, pubic bone down. If you have the block, squeeze it. And then just lift your head, lift your shoulder head, and then float your arms. But then turn the thumbs up, palms out. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and then lift the legs up and try to lift the block off the mat. Locust pose. Continue to lift your belly so you're not just putting tension in your low back. If you feel that, just don't lower the legs as high. Take a full inhale, squeeze the block, point the toes, squeeze the quads, and then exhale, release. Take it back to child's pose. Remove the block. And then downward facing dog. Stretch your left leg up, inhale. Hop and switch or just step heel to thumb. Exhale. Come up for crescent lunge. Inhale. Cinch through the waist. Halfway forward, exhale. 3 more. Inhale, crescent. Slow down the breath. Exhale. Pull the left heel underneath you. Heart forward. Inhale. Pause at the top. Exhale. Pause at the bottom of the breath. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, halfway forward. Now keep this angle of the torso, just tap your knees. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, arrow, tap the knees. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, arrow, tap the knees. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, crane. Push through the left heel. Keep the knee bent or straighten the leg. And then warrior 3. Tip the pelvis forward. Fly the arms back. Exhale, warrior 3 to stand straight or bent leg. Inhale, warrior 3. Exhale, soften the left knee. Right hand under shoulder, revolve half moon. You can take your left hand to that left hip, firm it back, and then open up through the chest. Now left knee can be a little bent. Put more weight back towards the heel. And then hug your left hip back. Stretch your side ribs forward. Take a full inhale. Bend the left knee. Turn the right foot out. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. To high plank, exhale. And just float the left leg back. Single-legged plank. Shoulders stay over wrists. Left to left. To the right. Sweep it back. Left knee, left upper arm, right upper arm, sweep it back. So breath in, exhale, left, right, back. Inhale, exhale, out. And keep going. Inhale as you sweep it back. Exhale as you take it to the left, right upper arm, and back. Set the foot down, second side. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right, left, back. Inhale. And keep going. Last 3, 2, And one. Bring your left or right elbow down first. And then come right back to dolphin. And go for that active stretch. Draw your chest towards your shins without bringing the crown of head down. And then maybe step your left foot in, lift your right leg up. You get more of a stretch to the back of the left leg. Be mindful you're not just jacking your right leg up as high as you can go and rolling the hip open. Lower the height of the leg from your left hip in and then push the mat away with your forearms. Lift up through the sides of your heart as you engage the side ribs. And it might be reasonable for you to take it to pinch it or just stay. If you're upside down, bring the right foot down. And then take it right back to puppy. Walk the elbows out, forehead down. And just bringing the hands to press behind the skull. Feel the space between the inner border of the shoulder blades separating apart. And breathe into the side ribs like they're gills. And then come back to your belly. So again, get the block between the thighs, and that's optional. Forehead down. So bound locust. Point your toes, press your pubic bone down, and then interlace your hands and shimmy your shoulder blades towards one another. And then come back to that whole setup again. Squeeze the block, tops of feet, thighs, pubic bone down. Inhale, lift the shoulders, the head, the chest. Then exhale, lift the legs and try to lift the block maybe. And then with your knuckles back, lift the side ribs towards your cheeks. Lift the navel off the mat. Take a full inhale. And exhale, lower. Take it back to child's, remove the block. And then downward facing dog. And lift your hands there, take an inhale. Exhale, step or hop feet to hands. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Come all the way up to stand. Inhale. Thumbs to heart, exhale. So we're going to do one quick flow here just to find a little breath retention so we can tune into the ability to slow down and be patient with the breath and know that we'll be supported if we're able to do that. So I'm going to have you go into reverse warrior and hold the breath in for a horse. And then exhale, chair pose back in mat. So you have to just be able to hold the breath in mid-posture and know that you're not going to pass out or suffocate. Or trust that the next breath will come if you're able to slow down the mind. Here we go, chair pose. Inhale, stretch your arms up, sit back and down. Exhale, thumbs to heart, sit lower. Now inhale, really fill up, stretch your arms up. Exhale, reverse warrior. Take a full breath in. Now hold the breath in, horse, interlace the hands. Back on mat chair, exhale, thumbs to heart. Inhale, stretch your arms up, fill up. Exhale, thumbs to heart. Inhale, right leg back, reverse warrior. Hold the breath in, horse. Exhale, chair, top of mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit low, thumbs to heart. Inhale, right leg back, reverse warrior. Fill up to the top, hold the breath in, horse, heels in, toes out. Chair pose, back and mat, exhale. Arms up, sit low, inhale. Thumbs to heart, exhale. Left leg back, inhale, reverse, really fill up, pause, horse, hold the breath in. Chair pose, breathe out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit lower. All the way down, bring your bottom down. And then lift your shins up. And then left hand to right foot. Stretch the left leg out, bring the heel down, and then lift your low back. And just stretch your right arm up. And then straighten your right leg, reach your right arm back. Keep lifting your low back, and then maybe lift your left leg. Take an inhale, hug belly back, push your foot in your hand in your foot, and then exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, hover the foot. 3 more, left knee to chest. Hover the foot, knee in, hover, knee in, hover, set the heel down, right hand inside of foot, and then left arm up. Lift the low back there, inhale, circle the arm back, exhale. Stay there, float the leg up, take an inhale, knee to chest, and then hover. Last 3. Keep lifting low back, and 1. And then knee to chest, and just straighten the leg, come to low boat, inhale. Take your arms overhead, knit the front ribs back, exhale, point your toes. Soften the neck. And then stretch your right leg up, bring your left heel down, lift your torso, tap around the right leg. Get your breath in, lower down, bring the heels down, head down, and then exhale, lift your left leg, tap around it. Bring everything down, arms overhead, keep knitting the front ribs, lift up, tap, lower, lift left leg, tap, lower, 1 more each side, lift right leg, tap, lift left leg. And then stay up, bend the knee, right hand outside foot, and use this to push, pull, and lift up. Stretch your left arm up, inhale. Straighten the left leg, reach back. Maybe hover the right leg. And then knee in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Set the foot down, cross your wrist, bend the knee, right arm up, and then straighten out, lift the low back, maybe float the right leg. And then knee in for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly knee to chest. And then align the thighs, hover the low back and head, maybe arms overhead. Find that hollow body shape. Knit the front ribs, squeeze the navel down to the spine. Squeeze the quads, point your toes, squeeze in of the legs. Full breath in. And then knees to chest. I want you to tap your toes towards your wrist, find that plow shape again. And then lower down and get your heels underneath you right to your spot. Again, roll back, take the feet overhead, tap the toes to the wrist. And then slowly roll forward, come to your spot, get your heels underneath you. 1 more, take it through. 90 to feet to wrist. And then find that C shape, belly to spine, get your heels underneath you. Come right to chair pose. You can step your feet together, keep your feet hip width apart. Thumbs to heart, twist to your right. Heart a little higher than your hips. Glide your right shoulder blade to your spine, work your bum back, lengthen your waist out, drop your seat down. Draw inner to outer knees if the feet are hip width apart. Roll your inner thighs down, maybe open the arms there, full breath in. Thumbs back to heart, inhale, tap the fingers to the floor, stay that low, exhale, arms up, breath in. Thumbs to heart, twist to your left, breath out. 3 full breaths, slow it down, find that patience of the breath. And then hug the belly to the spine as you rotate the chest open. Maybe open the arms, full breath in. Thumbs to heart, breath out. Heavier in the heels, tap the floor. Inhale, stay that low. Stretch your arms up. Sit even lower. And then push to stand. Exhale. Take an inhale. Lengthen up and out, up and out, up and out. Exhale, fold forward and down. Nicely done. Inhale, lengthen. If you want to crow it out, go for it. Step back, hop back, any way through. Okay, last flow here. And this one's going to have some fun intervals. At least I think they're fun. Downward facing dog. I want you guys to walk your hands to your feet and then come back to your squat. Okay. And then from here, we're going to get our hands down and then hop and kick our heels to our butt. But once the feet come down, I want you to lift the torso up. So it's that rocky motion. Come to the toes and then heels to bottom. Get your hips over your shoulders and point your toes. And then take it down slowly. And you might just do 2 to 3, maybe 5. So it might be here, more weight in the hands, hug the arms in, maybe very light on the toes, and then to here. So you're keeping the thighs squeezing to the abdomen the whole time. You don't have to find those hops quite yet. And this is something new I'm working on, just that control of getting the hips over the shoulders, keep the knees bent, and then very lightly come down. And it's going to help with everything in your practice. Yeah, getting the hips more over our shoulders. Downward facing dog. Just finish up, call it good. It's because I think they're fun, doesn't mean you're going to have fun doing them. And then stretch your left leg out there. Bend your right knee, and then hop your right foot between your hands, and then crane pose, left knee to chest. Get your hands down, standing splits. Hop back, single-legged plank. Hop forward, standing splits, to crane. So I call these one-legged burpees. Hop back to plank, hop forward, maybe hop off that right leg and bring your hands down. That hop's completely optional. Let's do 6 more. Four more. Two more. Last one for me. Maybe you. Hop back, left leg up, and then bring your left foot down, lift your right leg up. Take an inhale, off your left leg, hop and switch, or just step, heel to thumb, exhale. Come right to warrior 2. Take your left arm under your right. And then feel your legs again here. Your spine right in the center of your pelvis. Push your forearms away from you and lift the elbows up. So just like Poppy here, go for that outer shoulder stretch. But keep cinching all around the waist and trying to keep descending the pelvis down as you do that. The gaze can just be forward or follow the fingertips. Try to soften the upper chops. And slow down the breath. Take one more full breath there. And then open the arms. Interlace the hands behind the back. And then inhale, just want to reverse warrior. Take your knuckles toward your right knee. And then halfway forward, take your knuckles toward your left heel. Now come to your left big toe, step that foot in, rotate your torso open, and find your hovering half moon. And you might be more upright. You might release the bind, thumbs to heart. Try to turn onto the left side body a little more. Shortening the left side body and rotating the chest open. Cinching the shoulder blades back so the clavicles broaden. And then lift from the left inner thigh. Turn the left big toe down just a hair. See if you can look back at your left foot. And then bend the right knee. Reverse your clasp. Take an inhale, reverse warrior. And then exhale. Keep the right arm up. Find horse. Left hand to low back. Use your strap here if you need to for your cow face bind. Spin your heels in, toes out, and then tip your pelvis forward. Find low horse. And then melt the side of your heart down like puppy. Draw your hips back. Find a little lift of the chin. And feel that nice stretch through the top of the left shoulder, back of the right shoulder, all the way through the right tricep. And then you can straighten your legs, keep cow face, or just fold between your legs with the horse legs. Just letting the head look underneath you. Letting the mind empty. Letting the breath slow down. And trust that if we're patient enough to just ride out those little bursts and moments of intensity, that we'll be supported at the end. Finding that courage within our strength. Instead of just throwing in the towel. Or losing faith in the process. Release your hands, pivot around. Come to the blade edges of your feet. Come right to side plank. And then wild thing, or grab your ankle here, squeeze your shoulder blades together and go for that quad stretch in your side plank. Exhale, release. Stretch your right arm overhead, get that nice release to the right side. And then vinyasa, just take it through. Take a full breath there. And then ripple forward to plank. Bring your forearms down. Good. From here, I want you to think cow and cat. So inhale, melt your hips, look up, broaden the clavicles. Exhale, round the spine without lifting your hips too much and look toward your navel. Inhale, think cow, melt the hips. Look up, exhale, round, dome your upper back, look toward your navel. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. A little faster. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way to Sphinx. And walk the elbows out. Maybe lift up one leg at a time. And then pull your elbows underneath you. Burst forward and up through the heart. And feel that ability to stretch out the lowest portion of your belly. And then we're going to stretch out the belly. So setting up for floor row. Pour your head down, reach back for your ankles. Zip up your inner thighs. And then again, curl your shoulder heads up, press down through your thighs, lift up to your head and chest. Keep hugging in of the knees, then the thighs up second. Rock back to your belly. Maybe. Point the toes. Lift up through the ankles. Take a full inhale. Nicely done. Exhale, slowly down. Back to child's pose. You might walk your torso off to the left. Drop your right sitting bone heavier to the heel. And then maybe walk your torso to the right, drop your left sitting bone to the heel. And then sit up on your heels. Let's find camel. Curl your toes under and find that light lengthening of the tailbone. Center the waist and lift out through the side of your heart. And then turn your hands out, thumbs up, and just lean back and lightly bring your fingertips inside your heels. Then squeeze your upper arms together so you can puff up through your heart. Then your gaze can go back, but keep lifting up on your low back, open through your throat, and if you're very light in your heels, thumbs the heart. So it's not a big back bend. Set it up from the beginning, and then it's just that ability to hold it without your hands. Keep the curl, inhale, upright the chest, and then exhale, sit back on the heels. Close your eyes. Notice the effects of that very invigorating pose for the nervous system. And we'll do another later, so just be content with that one for now. And then down dog or take a vinyasa. So second side. Walk your hands back to your feet there. Let's find Padahastasana first. Take your hands under your feet. Feet hip width apart. Inhale, bend the knees, walk your ribs out your pelvis. Exhale, fold. So less about the hamstrings and more about just lengthening the low back. And keep the quads lifting. And then lengthen the sides of the neck out of the shoulders as you stretch every rib cage and every vertebrae apart. And then use the breath to kind of discover little crevices. We can continue to kind of peel apart. And get your hands down. So back to those fun little hops. So feet are turned out a little or totally forward. You're in your squat. Upper arms to knees, thighs to chest, arms up or forward, and then hands down, and then point your toes, and then kick your heels toward your bottom and land light. So it's that rocky motion. And you really need to charge up through the legs. For me, this is really hard because I tend to be really tight in my low back. But you want to get that arcing of the hips over the shoulders and get your butt leading the way. So your sacrum or pelvis leading the way. And that's going to lead you to that balance, that sweet spot. Hips more over your shoulders. You're very rarely going to go over. Nicely done. Downward dog. And then stretch your right leg up. Look forward. Hop your left foot between your hands. Standing splits to crane, to standing splits, to single-legged plank or dog. I'm not quite in plank, so it's more like down dog splits. Keep going. And if you want, you can hop off that left foot. And then down dog splits, hop forward, crane or hop. Let's try to make the process smooth. And keep breathing through it. Six more. 5 more. 4 more. Last 2. Last 1. Down dog splits. And then switch your legs. Left leg up. And then look forward. You can just step your left foot between or hop and switch your legs. And feel that arcing of the hips over the shoulders, just like we did in that malasana. Warrior 2. Take your right arm under, drop the hips down, lift the elbows up. In a lot of ways, it's going to be more challenging than the movement. Just holding it and having to be with your breath is like the end of a sprint. And you just want to roll on the grass and pass out. I felt that way lately. You're so exhausted and overwhelmed. But again, it's that capacity to just trust that you'll be supported if you can let that kind of pass. Upright your torso, inhale, open the arms. And then clasp your hands behind your back and tip off to your right. And then side angle with the clasp. Halfway forward, spin your chest to the right. Step your right foot in and just set up that left hip. That's supporting you. So firm it in, rotate open, hug back to your belly, then tip. You might lose it. Be okay with that. Just come back. Be okay with not tipping in as much. These lateral stabilizers that really support us in so many different ways. So it's really important to tap into those as best we can. Soften the left knee a little. Keep reaching back through the right heel. And then lightly land reverse warrior. Release your clasp. Keep the left arm up for horse. And then right hand behind the back. And then tip halfway forward. And then stick your butt out behind you. So turn your sitting bones not just back but up slightly. But then you have to find your belly lifting. And then extend your spine out. Lift your right shoulder head up. Draw your left elbow forward. And you might spin your heels in, toes out as you charge the knees out, thighs back. And then you can turn your feet in parallel as you inhale, look up, or just fold with these legs right between the space. Just so you can breathe more into the low back. If you're holding the horse legs, I know for me it's one of the best postures. Take another full breath. And get your hands down. And then take it right to your easy twist to the blade edges of your feet and set up for a side plank. Wild thing or left knee to chest. Grab the ankle, then shoulder over wrist. Push through the blade edge of your right foot. Draw the left shin back. Open the front body. Take another inhale. Release your ankle. Stack the heel or just hover it. Lift your right hip. Dig into that right side. Stretch to the left. And then exhale, find your center of vinyasa. Good, inhale, bring your knees down. Keep the tops of your toes down for this. Find plank. And then dome your upper back, spread your shoulder blades apart, split the mat apart, spiral your inner biceps forward, but then gather your belly more, push down through the tops of your toes. And then up dog like this. Breath in, and then to plank. Inhale, up dog. Open the heart, exhale, dome the upper back. Inhale, broaden the clavicles. Exhale, lift the belly round. Inhale, melt the hips, lift the heart. Exhale, push hands to feet, feet to hands. Last 3, 2, 1. And then all the way down, thighs down, up dog. And then sit back, child's. Bring your forehead down and just spin the palms up as you reach them alongside the feet. And then sit up on your heels. So for this one, I'm going to give you the option to go for overhead arms and floor bow, or take the block between your thighs for floor bow. We can skip all that and do none of the above. You might do both. Get crazy. The block, I know for me, helps. It's going to allow you to tap into that low belly and not separate the knees apart, where we kind of just sit in the low back and create tension. So if you have a strap, it's going to be wider than shoulder width. Make it generous at first. And you'll have to just come to your belly. I know I've taught this numerous times in class. It's one of my favorites. So the strap goes around the toes, the roots of the toes. And then the width of the strap is enough so you can hug your elbows in and then forward. And then from there, you might wrap your wrists around the strap and get it as tight as you can. And then do that same thing. And once you have the elbows forward, drop your head down, squeeze your upper arms together, elbows close together as you can. And then lift the chest, lift the thighs, lift up through the toes. So there's that overhead arm. The elbows aren't slaying out and the biceps are behind the ears, if possible. Stretch the sides of your heart up, lift your forearms to the ceiling. And then to come out of that, exhale out and just reverse the elbows alongside your hips. And then take your legs back and maybe become a mermaid here. I think this one's fun. You just straighten the legs. You still have a strap around your toes. And then release. You can bend your knees and rock the hips side to side or windshield wiper the shins. And take it back to child's pose. So one last pose before we hit our bottom. Downward facing dog. Stretch your right leg up, and then take a shorter step in of the right leg. Turn the left foot out. Bend your right knee, inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, just fold over that right leg, find pyramid here. Put more weight in your right foot and tack your right hip back. And then inhale, stretch your heart forward. And then exhale, use your belly to fold over that leg. On your inhale, soften the right knee, find a flat back and put more weight in your left foot. And then stretch your right arm up, revolve Trikonasana. And then just a 30-second interval, look down the whole time. Take an inhale as you reach your right arm up. On your exhale, bring the hand down. Inhale, reach the arm out and then up. And then exhale, bring the arm down. So really tapping into the core here. Inhale, arm out and then up. And then slow exhale, bring it down. 15 more seconds. Last 5 seconds, so just finish up. And then vinyasa, or just step back, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, and then take a shorter step forward of the left foot. Turn your right foot out. Inhale, lengthen. Lift all 5 of your left toes, push the mat away, and then extend forward and down for pyramid. And then separate your thighs apart. You'll feel that internal rotation of both legs. You're scrubbing your heels out to the east and the west. We're actively doing that just to feel that subtle broadening of the low back. And it creates space for the breath. You don't feel so closed off. A little bend in your left knee. Lengthen the chest and spine out. And then stretch your left arm up. Look down your right arm. Keep hugging the right shoulder towards your right hip. Take an inhale. And then exhale, bring the hand down. So 30 seconds. Inhale, stretch the arm out and up. And there's that patience to do that. And then exhale, bring it out and down. Inhale slowly. Pause at the top. And then exhale slowly. Keep looking down the whole time. Inhale. So it has nothing to do with the neck. Just gliding the scapula on the back ribs and using your core to do that. Last one, inhale, arm out and up. And then exhale, vinyasa. Or step back to dog. Nice little revitalizer for the hips as well. All right, hop through to a seat. Come right to Navasana. Not quite done, but we're on our bottom like I promised. Thumbs to heart. Lift your low back. Take an inhale. Flex, point or point your feet. Right elbow, left knee. Exhale. Inhale. Center. Exhale, left elbow, right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, twist. 3 more each side. Hello, hip flexors. Last one. And then knees to chest. Grab around your shins. You can bring your toes down, lift up again. And then back to Navasana. You can bring your elbows down for this one. All we're going to do is hover that right leg. Inhale, line the knees. Exhale, hover the left. Inhale, exhale, hover right. Inhale, hover left. Three more each side. 2 more each. Last one each side. Cross your ankles, sit up. And then last set, camel. So we just turn on the hips, not having to eccentrically lengthen and strengthen this area here. So light lengthening of the tail, center the waist, lift through the heart. You might keep the toes pointing back, but lean back, find the heels, then lift. So it has nothing to do with the cervical spine. And that's just voluntary. I think it feels good for the whole time. And if you can't, you're just tight there. It's normal, but in time you will, if you keep your practice going. Hug your upper arms in, lift through the heart, hug back to your belly, soften the throat. Feel that ability to trust that you're supported. When you're ready, inhale, keep the curl, shoulders over hips. Exhale, sit back, child's pose or headstand. So up to you if you want an inversion to counter that, or just stay more upright, or sit back in child's. If you're going upside down, elbows not too wide. Lift the shoulder heads up. Hug in of the forearms and upper arms. Knit back through your front ribs. Point or flex your feet. Squeeze the quads to the bone and hug in of the legs. Let your head get lighter and lighter on the floor. Grow taller and taller through the waist, through the legs. And when you're ready to come out, just slowly make your way. Nicely done. Child's pose. Now go ahead and come all the way to the back. We are going to set up for a full wheel. Might be a supported bridge first, which is great. So feet flat with knees bent, arms alongside you. And just lift the hips, gather your hands so you can clasp your fingers, and then gather your shoulder blades together. Just go for the heart lifting towards the chin, but then pull the chin slightly away from the chest. Redistribute weight evenly into your feet. Lift the inner arches. Draw the inner knees away from you as you pull the heels underneath you slightly. And then slowly lower down. We'll just do one more. Just take a moment there. Second set. Might be back to supported wheel, supported bridge, maybe fingertips under shoulders. Come to the crown of your head, just like you're setting up a headstand. Shoulder heads back, elbows in, then lift up. And if you want to take it to the elbows, bring the crown of your head down. Clasp the hands behind your head. And then push down through your elbows. Lift your heart space through the give of the arms. And you might even find the thumbs behind the nape of the neck as you look up. Just like puppy. Same energy to come out. You'll come back to the hands. And then chin to chest, roll down. Take your right knee on top of the left, Supta Gomukhasana. Grab onto the ankles, maybe the calves even. Draw your heels towards your hips or even your shoulders, depending on your flexibility in the hips. But flex your toes. Work your right sitting bone heavy. Close your eyes. Squeeze the thighs together and hug back to your belly. And try to soften the neck and even through the face. And then gently release. Left knee to chest, right leg long. Just come to your wind removing, and if it feels good, you can straighten the left leg. Maybe circle the left ankle. Take a full rest. And then second side, left knee on top of right. Grab around the feet. Ankles or calves. Supta Gomukhasana. Exhale, release. Right knee to chest, left leg long. And then pull the right thigh in. As you reach out through your left leg, you might interlace around the right leg and straighten it. And then set your feet down. Take your knees to the left. And then with your right palm flat, I want you to take your right fingertips to the left corner of your mat. So when you roll back to your hips, that right forearm's right above the top rim of the pelvis. It's like you're getting half arrested with the right arm. All right, and then left knee on top of right. And then scoot your hips to the left and drop your knees to the right. And so the left arm kind of is a sling behind the head. And this is a nice way to open through the front of the right shoulder, as well as find that nice supine twist. And if it's too much on that right shoulder, just come back to center. You can stay here. You might feel enough right at center, or just forget about that arm behind the back. Just let the weight of the head drop into that left forearm. Feel the bones of the body just sink. And to come out, just bring your hips back to center, uncross the left leg, and then drop your knees to the left so you can free that right arm. And then take your feet flat, drop your knees to the right, with the palm down, take your left forearm behind your back, and then bring your hips back down. Sling your right arm behind your head, right knee on top of left, and then really scoot your hips to the right to drop your knees to the left. There's that gentle pressure to pin your left shoulder head down. That nice pressure into the top of the forearm as well. That sling of your right arm for the head. And just feeling the weight of your body as you close your eyes. And that capacity and support of the breath. And to come out, just come back to the right hip and cross your right leg. Lift your low back to release your left arm from behind. And drop right into Shavasana. Please stay here as long as you need. And I thank you for sharing and gratitude. Namaste.